were absent. Prayers for Elena's family as they take care of some issues. Next, we have minutes from November 25th, 2025. Any corrections or changes?
I have none.
None. They will stand as presented. Number 3, we have citizen comments for non-agenda items.
I'm going to stand over here so y'all can see me. I'm too short. Monique Kerner from the Cottonwood Extension District just dropped by to let you know about some programs that are coming up for 2026. So we have our Stay Strong, Stay Healthy program, which is an 8-week strength training class for older adults. We really work on strength, flexibility, and balance with that program, and ultimately, just helping older people maintain that muscle mass so they can maintain their independent living, as well as helping prevent falls. So that'll start January 5th. And then in February, we will do our hypertension awareness and prevention program. We'll start that off in February because that's Heart Health Month. So we'll have our kickoff February 4th. That's a 4-month program. Anybody can participate in that. There are office hours that our community health worker will do with people, just some health coaching along hypertension, and then we'll also have nutrition education workshops monthly for that. So that will go through the end of May. And then you guys are probably also familiar with our Becoming a Mom program. So we will have 3 series of those classes in 2026. So the first one starts February 19th and will go for 6 weeks, and it will be at the library from 5 to 7:30. New and expectant parents are invited to attend those to learn more about becoming a new parent, or even if they're, on subsequent children, they're welcome to attend as well, and we'll have incentives for them each night as well. So I have flyers I'll pass out if that's okay.
Absolutely. Thank
Yep.
you.
My attention is often hyper. And I am getting older, so.
I don't know if I can do anything to help you.
He's unhelpable. That'll work.
And I'm Carissa Frazier. I'm the community health worker Monique was talking about. So I'll also be helping with that HAP program here in the new year. So a little bit of background about me. In my position, I really just help connect folks to resources, whether that be insurance for Medicare, Medicaid, prescription assistance, healthcare, and health education. The list goes on and on. So along with that, I'm a SHIC certified counselor. So that's a senior health insurance counselor in Kansas. And this is my 3rd year being certified in that. So we just got done with Medicare open enrollment. And during that time, I really just help folks navigate the healthcare system and try to help them save some money. And during this season, I helped folks save $146,665.59. The 59 cents counts. So this new year, I'll be helping Monique with some programs, continue to work with Hayes Med, Ellis County Health Department, and the Area Agency on Aging to continue those efforts. So any questions for me?
No, I appreciate that program. Thank you so much.
She was a busy girl.
If you could save me $146,000, that'd be really cool.
And I'm Tamara Robertson. I'm the 4-H Youth Development Agent. Came and spoke to you guys last year about a few things, or earlier this year. So kind of to round out our 2024-2025 4-H program year, we ended with 14 Clover Buds. So that's our 5 and 6-year-olds, and then 191 full 4-H members. So that's 7 to 18-year-olds. And then we had 53 certified volunteers. So those are adults that help make sure the program happens. So with that, we had our 95th annual achievement banquet. So that's basically a giant celebration to talk over some of our amazing things that our 4-Hers did throughout the year. So we had an article go out on Hayes Post and through Hayes Daily News and a few other news outlets that picked that up for us. We had 137 4-H members, family members, and then also some special guests attended as well. Barb Wassinger was able to join us, so that was kind of awesome to have that. We started by having a little fun with the event. So we did a hula hoop contest where we recognized all of our 4-H members and all of those Clover Buds that were present, as well as our club leaders and our shooting sports instructors. Some of the awards that we gave out, we did our outstanding junior and senior 4-H members. 3 of our 4-H clubs received Purple Seal Club Awards, so that's kind of special that they completed a certain amount of objectives throughout the year. We had 2 National I Dare You awards, a Kansas Key Award, 2 Rosemary Smith 4-H scholarships were given out, our Friends of 4-H individual and business awards, along with some project pens for completing their 4-H record books for the year. And then to kind of round out my speech here, we sent over 1,900, or almost 1,900 flyers home to all of the K through 5th graders in our county back in September. And so we've gotten a lot of new enrollment there, as well as started our new 4-H year. So enrollment is open for anybody to join us. And then some of our 4-H events coming up is February 15th, we will have our food challenge, which is kind of like a small version of Chopped that everybody loves. And then March 1st will be our 4-H Club Day, where kids get to do some demonstration skills, whether that be performing arts, music, dance, or doing some project talks or demonstrations. And then also March 21st, we have our Super Saturday event that's going to happen at Fort Hays. So we partner with them and do a huge contest day where we have over 100 youth participants that come in throughout the state. And we've also had some neighboring states come in from Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Colorado. So a lot of participants come in for that. So yeah, any questions on behalf of 4-H?
Awesome. Any
Nope.
questions?
I used to have 2 kids in 4-H, so they got a lot out of it during their
Yes.
time. So it's a very cool and worthwhile program.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Can we have the vice mayor show the kids how to dance?
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Appreciate
No,
it.
Thank you.
You guys provide a lot of wonderful programs to the community and surrounding counties too. So I really appreciate everything that you guys do. So thank you for letting us know and keeping us in the loop on what you guys do. Thank you very much. Any other citizen comments, non-agenda items? Sarah?
Do I get to be a citizen? Sarah Wassinger, President and CEO of the Chamber in Hayes. And I just wanted to come up here and just give a little bit of acknowledgement to Toby for coming to our Chamber Board meeting this past month to visit with us about the R9 project. One of the things our Chamber Board of Directors would like to do to help support and bring the final hearing to trial would be to have a petition that is actually active now. So I just wanted to come to as many places as possible to share with the community that this is available, and also thank City Attorney Mr. Hoffman for helping us with that as well. Literally, it just says, I sign this petition in support of the Chamber in Hayes, Kansas's letter urging the Water Transfer Panel members to hold the final hearing and approve Hayes and Russell's water transfer application. So all the information we require is first and last name, signature, the date, the street address, and the zip code. Our intention as a chamber would then be to obviously draft letters of support to all of the hearing panelists as well as the governor's office and submit packets with the petition with all of those. So far, we also have asked our chamber members to provide letters of support that we could include with that packet, and we've received a couple of letters, which I've given Toby those letters as well. So just wanted to say thank you for the great work you do. Also, just let us know if there's anything else that our chamber can do to support you in the final efforts.
Sarah, if somebody wanted to sign that, can they come to the chamber?
Great question. Yes, our office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 5:30, as well as Fridays from 7:30 to 11:30. We will be closed December 24th through January 2nd, but we will have the petition available essentially through the middle of January, and then we'll go ahead and put the packet together when Toby says we're kind of ready to send that information out. We will be taking this petition as well to all of our events that we have scheduled on the calendar, whether that's myself or Lee, that way people can access that if they're going to be out and about as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the chamber's involvement and collaboration with us. Additional citizen comments, non-agenda items? Okay, hearing none. Move on to the consent agenda. Just a few things. The gap waiver resolution for this year, the 2026 cereal malt beverage yearly licenses, and then the appointment recommendations for the Care Council.
I move we accept all of them.
I'll second that we accept all of them.
We have a motion by Commissioner Barrick, or a second by Commissioner Musil. Any questions or comments on that? I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Next up, we have the Hayes Recreation Commission pool reimbursement request. Jeff Boyle.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jeff Boyle, Director of Parks. I am here this evening to talk about the one of the outcomes of the joint meeting we had last Thursday here in the chambers. Little background, as you all know, Hayes Rec and the city have a contract. Hayes Rec operates our pool facilities, Wilson Pool and the Hayes Aquatic Park. They have done that, managed the Hayes Aquatic Park since 2000, Wilson Pool quite a bit longer than that. So we have a good working relationship with Hayes Rec, and they do a great job of operating our pool facilities. Last week we talked a little bit about the attendance. It was down a little bit for this year. That can be attributed mostly to May. We were a week late opening because of the USD 489, getting out of school late. And as I understand it, I think we're going to expect that again for the next go around. I think that it's going to be kind of the same situation. So that is the majority of our attendance decline was in May. All the other months it was either equal to or slightly above. So I'm not looking at that in a negative way, just a cause of an effect of opening late. So we talked a little bit about the revenue and expenses from Hayes Rec. They had a $51,002 deficit. As you know, per contract, the city's required to pay 50% of that, up to $40,000 on the Hayes Rec side. Hayes Rec agreed a couple of years ago to increase their loss to 40. So with this amount here, it'd be a 50-50 split. They are asking for the 25-501-34 reimbursement. A little talk about the financial history here a little bit. I know sometimes this can get a little confusing for everybody. But basically what we're talking about here is the revenue and the expenses as reported by the Hayes Rec Commission, total loss, Hayes Rec portion, city portion. On top of all this, the city has its own expenditures for the pool, chemicals, mechanical pumping systems, those sort of things. That is the amount the city spent year to date. So if you approve the reimbursement tonight, the total cost to the city this year will be roughly $118,696. I say roughly, we're still going to have some, like a high energy or a high demand electrical bill coming through, be $1,500 or so, $1,300, something like that. So there'll be a few little minor things, but generally speaking, that's where we're at year to date.
So, Jeff, before you go too far, so our total city cost was 118?
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be lower than what it has been. What do you contribute that for?
Well, we didn't have any pump failures, so you know those pumps are $12,000 a pop, or some of them are more. Chemicals, I believe, were down just a little bit. We just didn't have the expenses. There wasn't a lot of capital things that needed done. We did have some concrete repairs and those sort of things, but not to the extent we've had in years past. So just, you know, we're not letting things go, but we're also being frugal with the spending down there because we're not going to overdo it. I mean, we got to keep things nice, but not overdo it. So
Thank you.
just had a good year.
Didn't have any of Sandy's yellow slides that had to be fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the frog, or
Little Shawnee didn't need to be painted either this year. So
enough of that.
financial consideration, again, Hayes Rec is requesting a reimbursement of $25,501.34. Commissioner Musil, last week you asked about the cost of Wilson Pool to the city and Hayes Rec.
I am not. Oh, yes, I did. Sorry,
Yeah.
I wasn't here, but yes, I did on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone. That amount is about $19,300. Hayes Rec reported 11.3. The city's expenses would be just barely over 8,000, 8,019, I believe it was.
Okay.
So that's where we're at with Wilson Pool expenditures.
Is that pretty standard year over year?
Yeah, I'd say so. There was again, you know, it depends. I made a comment about Wilson Pool facilities could use some work right now, so it's something that I think we're going to have to talk about in the future here. So my intent is to kind of put together what I think needs to happen, and then bring that back to you as for a discussion topic.
I appreciate you identifying the issues before they become issues, so you can plan appropriately. Thank you.
Thank you, yep. These are your options. Again, we're requesting option one to approve that 25,000 reimbursement. You could do nothing, however, there is a contract in place that says we will pay, or just provide further guidance on how you'd like to proceed. And this is the action requested.
Make a motion to approve 2025 pool reimbursement request from the Hayes Recreation Commission for an amount of $25,501.34 with funding from the 2025 general fund pool budget.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Musil, second by Commissioner Barrick. Further discussion for Jeff.
I just, not really on that, but I would like to bring up possibly in the next year, if we could have discussion on Wilson Pool, the potential in 4 to 5 years of possibly closing it. I know there's some details, and I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I just think we should discuss it. You know, you look at the attendance, it is, I'm looking here, what, last 8, 9 years continues to go down. I don't know what that reasoning is. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying we should do it, but I think we definitely need to think about it. And before we go spend a lot of money on it, I think we need to, you know, see if we want to continue spending that money on that. And, you know, we get roughly, what was it, 47 kids a day?
Yeah, 48 for this year.
48. You know, I guess when we do discuss, we have to decide, is that worth having open? You know, I would assume there's a lot of families around there would say it is, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but I just like to have a discussion on it.
Yeah, we could do that, especially with the pending capital needs. We can kind of put together a capital needs schedule and look at some of the logistics of closing and what that would entail, and bring that back at a work session just to talk about.
Okay. I'd appreciate that.
Any further discussion on this? If not, I will call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
Item number 6, Exit 161 Infrastructure Construction Engineering Services Contract Awarded Bid. Tom.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Here to discuss the Exit 161 Infrastructure Construction Engineering Services Contract Award of Bid. This is the subject property. Little background, city purchased the property in 2019 with the goal of promoting the city's continued growth. At the November 25th City Commission meeting, the Commission approved a contract with Smoky Hill LLC to build out this phase of infrastructure. The project will create 11 ready-to-build sites varying in size from 2 to 8 acres. These are the lots that will be available immediately upon infrastructure completion. Construction engineering services are necessary to ensure conformity to plans and specifications. Bids were opened on November 18th with 2 submittals: Drake's Design Group, $38,632, Claw Valley Engineering at $52,542. Bids were reviewed by city staff. The low bid from Drake's Design Group in the amount of $38,632 has been determined to be the low bid. Drake's Design Group has performed construction engineering services for the city in the past, most recently the Grove and 33rd Street reconstruction with satisfactory results. Project completion is scheduled for no later than October 1st, 2026. Financial consideration: the $38,632 cost for engineering services per the construction engineering service contract will be funded out of general obligation bonds. Options you have available: award the low bid to Drake's Design Group in the amount of $38,632. Reject all bids or provide us with alternate direction. And this is the action we would request.
I move to authorize the city manager to enter a contract with Driggs Design Group, PA, for construction engineering services in an amount not to exceed $38,632 to be funded from general obligation bonds.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Barrick, second by Commissioner Musil. Questions, comments on this item?
Just excited to have a potential more area to develop on the east side of town.
I think it's a huge direction for the city, so I'm looking forward to it.
I know this has been a project that's been working, gosh, since you and I were even on the
Yep.
commission. that was pre-COVID years. So it's nice to see some things happening. I know Doug gave a really good presentation at the end of the year quarterly luncheon about, we talked about land values and some of the hindrances that causes to retailers or developers that want to come here, talking about the price of land. So to be able to offer them something from a community rather than someone looking to make $1 off the land allows us to get a little closer to those values that make it more attractive for developers to show up. So this is an interesting project that I think a lot of communities are starting to take on something like this. And then just for my clarification, this is not new bond dollars. These are existing bond dollars we've already approved, correct?
Yes. Yeah, there's some grant monies involved, and then, some debt rolling off, and this was absorbed into the debt rolling off, so not to impact property taxes.
Okay, perfect. Any additional questions? Okay, if not, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Next up, the ordinance to authorize the issuance of industrial revenue bonds, Agility Hayes LLC. Jared.
Good afternoon, Jared Kuckelman, Assistant City Manager. So today we are talking about an ordinance to authorize the issuance of industrial revenue bonds, or IRBs, for Agility. So Agility is a manufacturing and medical technology business operating out of the existing facility at 500 Commerce Parkway. They are seeking to retain and expand their business operations here in Hayes through a purchase of their existing facility where they operate and an expansion at that facility. Agility currently employs about 91 employees. As part of this expansion, they're planning to add an additional 140 jobs. We did just recently discuss this project back in November when we held a public hearing and the commission approved a resolution of intent to issue IRBs. So here's the location for Agility, which is right off of Commerce Parkway and south of Old Highway 40. So the ordinance before you today is to authorize the issuance of the actual IRB bonds. IRBs kind of have a specific structure to them. State statute does require that the issuer, which in this case is the city, have an interest in the project. And this is really done through a kind of lease payment structure. The company can essentially buy its own bonds and then use the lease payments to pay the debt service to itself. There's no city liability for repayment, and if there's a default on the bonds are terminated, and then the incentives cease. So this is just kind of a reminder for how the process works on a tax abatement IRB such as this. Cost-benefit analysis is required, along with a public hearing and a resolution of intent, which we did do in November. Typically, on a project like this, we would then move to the construction phase prior to the adoption of the ordinance and issuing the IRBs. But as you can see here with this last step on the slide, the abatement begins in the following calendar year after the IRB process is done. So kind of with the way the timing fell with this project coming forward at the end of 2025, it was necessary to go ahead and get the ordinance passed now. And it's also a bit of a unique project where Agility is actually acquiring their existing facility. There's really not a major construction project that they actually have to go of new construction. They're doing expansion work and maybe some new facilities at their existing site, but really the main gist of the project is acquiring their existing facility. So as part of this project, a performance agreement was also developed to outline the expectations for the company under the city's economic development policy. So as part of the incentive, Agility will receive the property tax abatement for 10 years, but certain performance standards would be expected to be met. Agility does agree to conduct the renovation and construction project while also adding the total of 140 new jobs on a scheduled basis. There is an expectation that information about this would be submitted, and the agreement does outline what happens if those standards are not met, and this could include payment in lieu of taxes or pilot payments. Here's the calendar just to kind of show the process in sort of a time linear way. So again, we're doing this ordinance here in December, which then should give time for the bonds to be issued and closed here before the end of the month. So it has been discussed before, this is a $6.55 million project, with 4.25 of that in land acquisition and then 2.3 million in the construction expansion. The city's property tax abatement share is estimated about $92,000 per year. And then just as a reminder for IRBs, there is no impact to the city's debt limit or rating. And the developer is solely responsible for the payment obligations. And in this case, this would include any of the project costs or the associated payments on the rent or debt service. These would be the options before you today. And this will be the action requested.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 4085 to authorize the issuance of industrial revenue bonds for Agility Hayes LLC.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Musil, second by Commissioner Barrick. Questions, comments on this item?
Hold on just a sec. Go ahead. Do you have any?
No, I just look at the impact of 140 jobs coming in versus, what the tax abatements will be, and I think it's well worth, supporting a business that's really been crucial to our community. So I think it's well worth the investment.
Did you have the are you reading what he sent us? I was just going to read it off.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially, the information that I found interesting was beyond our borders within Ellis County, City of Hayes, and USU 49's. Essential buy-in for this project is the state of Kansas, who actually seems to be giving more to this project than even we are, showing that this is not just a local issue. This is a statewide benefit. And then even beyond that, because this is it's an internationally exported product, correct? This is state-of-the-art, high-tech, low water usage, awesome product. So it's a wonderful partnership that we get to utilize between the three entities and the state of Kansas as a whole, providing a net benefit over time of just shy of $27 million in net benefit to our communities. That is a huge positive investment, and we appreciate Agility continue to look at us. I know they had an opportunity to not even just leave Hayes, but leave the state. So it shows how important we value their partnership in this. So,
Do we know the timeline on the employees that they're hiring? I know it's on a schedule.
is it over the next 3 to 5 years? Is that right?
I was looking for it and I can't.
So within the performance agreement, it outlines if you want the year-by-year breakdown. The first year would be expected to be 30 new employees. The second year would be 50. The third year would be 40. And then years 4 and 5 would be an additional 10 each year. So then by year 5, they would have added 140 new positions.
Wonderful.
Have to move some people into Hayes for that to happen. Not a bad idea.
Work on it. Okay. Additional questions or comments? Okay. If not, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes 3-0. Next up, ordinance to authorize the issuance of industrial revenue bonds, Bernie's Trucks and Equipment, Inc.
So this next item is another ordinance on authorizing the issuance of IRBs, and this time it's for Verney's. So Verney's has been in business in Hayes for over 47 years, and they did recently make the move to a new facility this year. For those unfamiliar, Verney's sells new and used equipment for semis and other vehicles, while also doing repairs and service on those sorts of vehicles. They've had recently some new leadership and constructed a new and larger facility located off of General Hayes Road, which has been designed to serve larger equipment and enhance the equipment display. City Commission did discuss and then approve an IRB resolution of intent for this project back in May of 2024. So you have seen this before. I heard this analogy yesterday that I think is kind of helpful to think about how the resolution of intent versus this ordinance works. The resolution of intent is similar to getting pre-approval, like you might from a bank or financial institution. It's you guys saying that you intend to issue the IRBs when the time comes. So then we come back before you here with this ordinance, and that is when the IRBs do get issued like that. So credit to Colin on thinking of that analogy. So here's the location of the new Verney's facility, as well as an image to kind of show what the building looks like. Once again, for IRBs, these are an incentive granting vehicle where the city is the conduit and do not affect the city's debt limit or rating or require taxpayer commitment. For this particular project, only a sales tax exemption on materials was utilized as part of the incentive. So there was no property tax abatement for this project involved. The structure for the IRBs is essentially the same. The overall lease and payment structure is much shorter because there's no property tax incentive associated, so it's a much quicker turnaround for the bonds. And so for financial consideration, once again, the developer is solely responsible for all payment obligations that are associated with the IRBs. So these are your options here today. This will be the action requested.
I move to adopt ordinance number 4086 to authorize the issuance of industrial revenue bonds for Verney's Trucks and Equip, Inc.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Barrick, second by Commissioner Musil. Questions, comments on this item? And kind of the same thing I talked about last week is this is one of those instances where this ordinance, this IRB process is helping more than just Verney's. I mean, with them able to remove and replace a dilapidated building, increase and utilize the space a lot more effectively than it was used for, and then allowing another business to come take their old space and renovate that into something greater as well. Shows that this is a process that is going to greatly benefit the entire community over time, which is a good thing. By increasing, the tax base, that means we can keep property taxes lower generally around everyone else. If you have a larger base, you can spread out everything across it. So it's nice to have those kind of reinvestments back into our community, especially from a business that's been around here for almost 50 years. So again, we appreciate their reinvestment back into the community, into something as wonderful as this. Additional questions or comments?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you, Jared. Next up, commission inquiries and comments. Commissioner Musil.
I don't have my, I wasn't here last week, but I just wanted to congratulate Roger Bixman on his retirement. Done a lot of good things for youth sports in this community, and I know Matt Cook's going to be taking his place. Got big shoes to fill, but just appreciate everything he's done. Not only him, but the people that work for him for our community.
Absolutely. Commissioner Barrett.
Yeah, it's weird that it's like 70 degrees outside.
I like it.
I went last weekend to Green Bay to watch Green Bay beat up on the Bears, which was great, but it was 16 degrees out, and it almost made me sick driving back into like 70-degree weather. That was really weird.
Are you going to be sad Sunday?
But Sunday comes up a chance to beat up on the Broncos, which I know there'll be some people here who will be very happy about. Looking forward to that. But I think it's just weird, but enjoy the weather and get ready to, enjoy the holiday season. We're getting close to end of semesters, and I think it's just a good chance to be ready to spend some time with family and friends.
Hey, Mason. I forgot to congratulate my son on graduating Fort Hays finally tomorrow.
Congratulations.
I'm excited for him.
Football season's over. It doesn't matter
It
anymore.
is?
Yeah, it
Are you
doesn't matter
sure?
anymore.
I think it's just beginning.
It's over. I wanted to just let everybody know that there's still a lot of things going on within the community for the holiday season. Lots of fun things to go on. If you didn't make it out to Frost Fest, it was a lot warmer this year than it was last year, even though it was still kind of cold. But it was wonderful turnout. I think there was like 50 entries or something like that, which is pretty good for the Frost Fest. People to stand out in the cold. I know the library is packed with people standing out there. I stood outside, braved the cool myself. But it was nice to see. And then the other thing I had was we had our first meeting of the Government Relations and Advocacy Committee. Is that the name of it? Okay. Talking about things within our community that we can advocate for to our state and federal leaders for things that would benefit not even just us as a city organization, but the city as a whole, business leaders, healthcare, education, all those important topics. So identifying all those and working towards that. Last thing I have is I wanted to wish a happy belated birthday to Mr. PR in the back there, James. Happy birthday to Jared tomorrow. I think he's finally 21. Good. And happy early birthday to Mr. Colin next week. You guys must love the holiday season. Absolutely. Okay. No
like
executive
cake.
session? You like cake?
I like
Me
cake.
too. All right. We are adjourned at 4:36.